You guys remember Pokemon guidebooks? So these are something I've been thinking about for a while. If you saw some of the videos on the main channel, right, we were talking about Fennel on Thursday, and in the live stream even I brought up one of these guidebooks, and you know, I've just kind of been going through these a bit more because these are genuinely something that I really do love in Pokemon, and I wish I would have been around a bit more for, because you know, this was the one I had growing up, Pokemon Black version, White version, and I had this for Pokemon Black version and White version, and you know, while playing through it. And that's about it. I never did the same for any other game, and I don't have a whole collection, right? I only have like 4. And eventually I would like to do like a full-on video on the main channel with like a script and outline, a bit more retrospective, and showing off a few more of these. But obviously, you know, when I pick these up, you can find them online for decent prices, but it's a lot of money that I don't necessarily want to spend right now, or I'd rather spend it on stuff that will, you know, be turned around a little quicker for videos. So this is one of those like videos that I will eventually make, right? But for now, yeah. So like I said, I have a Pokemon Black version, White version 1. I have a one for Pokemon Black version, White version 2. This is a lot thicker. And by the way, these are, you know, official guides. Volume 1s, apparently. Now, this one's a lot thicker. And this is one that I saw in a store a while ago. Maybe it still, oh, it doesn't have the sticky. I definitely did not pay 20 bucks for it. Paid a little over 20 bucks. That I know, as I'm smacking my mic with it. But, so yeah, this is one that I did buy later on at a used game store that happened to have like a good amount of these, or a good amount of game guides, and whenever I happen to be there and happen to see a Pokemon one, I would try to get it. So that's how I came across the Black version. White version 2, I have Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, which like I said is what we're talking about because I was streaming the next Pokemon Ranger game, Guardian Signs, and I was reminded that I had the strategy guide, again, official Pokemon strategy guide. And the last one I have is the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue Team, this one coming from Nintendo Power. So I've browsed through these a good amount, mostly, again, you know, mostly the Black version, White version one, because like I said, that was the one that I had when this game actually came out. So I did have the guide as a little companion as I was playing through it for the first time. Big memories. You know, this was because Black version and White version came out around my birthday, right? So I did get this for my birthday, and I tore out the posters and stuff. I had the poster framed, or no, the map of the Unova region framed for a while in my room. But like I said, yeah, so this game came out around my birthday. I remember I had a big old party that year at Round Table Pizza, you know, immaculate vibes, had all my friends there, and this was one of the presents that I received, is that, you know, the guide for this. And so, you know, those memories kind of tied to this book, along with the experience of actually playing through it. It was really fun. And, you know, a big thing I love about this is I just really, you know, as we're really coming to that point where a lot of us are really becoming a lot of very nostalgic for physical media and just kind of other add-ons. It's like, you know, why don't video games come with strategy guides anymore, like little guides inside the thing? And why, you know, they still make these strategy guides, and to my knowledge, they still make them for Pokemon decently well. I'll say this, if you're feeling nostalgic at all for Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can get the Sword and Shield guidebook, the official one on Amazon, for a decent price. But point is, yeah, I just love how it basically takes you through the game. It has a little options here. It is 100% just like having Cerebi or Bulbapedia at your fingertips, right? Which I think is a lot easier nowadays if you're playing through a game rather than having a physical book. But I do love how it being a physical book just makes it something that you can like look into, right? And that you can kind of browse through and maybe, you know, maybe skip ahead a little bit and take a little peek of like, ooh, what am I going to do next? Or, you know, what's coming out next on the adventure. And you know, in your time where if you're told to get off your game, or, you know, you've played your game enough, do something else, read some books, and you can read, you know, maybe actual legitimate books, maybe other magazines. Obviously, at the time, I was, you know, Immaculate Saturday would be, all right, Lego magazine came in the mail. Let me read through the Lego magazine. Let me also read through this. Maybe at some point I'll do a video on Lego magazines while we're here. But also, I just love the art too. There's some nice layouts and everything for the events. I love the little extra blurbs on the side here. The neat thing of like just showcasing some of the Pokemon that you're gonna see for the first time in any of these areas. It's really nice. And again, you know, it probably seems like nothing special. I also always like the little thing here that tells you, oh, you know, you should be at about this level for your Pokemon. But there really is just something about the whole presentation of it, the aspect of physical media that really draws you to it. and again, just all the memories too. And I love the how it progressed through the game, and you get the different vibes of things. Oh yeah, this is your first. Oh yeah, this is where you can catch them, right? And then there's like all the other information at the end too. Just having all the beautiful art for, oh, this is the post-game stuff, just having all the beautiful art for a lot of Pokemon and a lot of Pokemon characters, and then just actually having it in a printed form here. It's really nice, you get to appreciate it. We saw that one poster too in it. Yeah, the trainer stuff, the Unova region. So this was mine for sure. Oh yeah, and the extra little evolutions, just all the details you'll need. And it's like, it's so funny too is, I need to double check this, but I feel like they still make these guides, or at least they should. Someone should be making these guides, right? Still, and just the fact that they go through the trouble to really compile everything all together and have it ready for you. So yeah, Black 2 and White 2, like I said, this is one that I did not, necessarily go through because I bought this after I played Black 2 and White 2, and even then, that was a game that I was slow to adopt, I was slow to get to and to buy. And, I kind of wish that maybe I would have got it sooner. Okay. Is this for the... Was this for the event or whatever for that? I need to read that. I can't really read the book specifically because of the angle and everything that I'm at. But this one does look very similar to the black version, white version one. But I just really like all the little neat little details that they're just showing off. Unova Link. Oh yeah, the Dream Radar stuff to get that advertisement for the Dream Radar, whole separate game. Oh, and that's all even just the beginning stuff before getting to the actual walkthrough. Just all the other little information. Aspertia City, and I think also, right, this one's a good one because you do have your brand new exclusive areas in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, and the differences of the Pokemon that you can have there, so I think that's also kind of nice to have as an extra, thing for, also look, you got Bryson and Sabrina there for Pokestar Studios. But yeah, it does make it a nice little thing to have in addition to it for your extra stuff for Pokemon. And I think, right, some of the gyms are different too, of course. So having that as opposed to that, I'm not going to obviously go through the whole thing, but what is this? Oh, props. There's a guide to the props for the musical, and it tells you the different sections too that you can even put some of them on. Sheesh. Yeah, just some of the details that you have in it. Go into the battle subway, and what's kind of at the end of this? Oh, yeah, look, see, this is like a tear out poster. See, this one has not been teared out. I did that for the original one, and it might still be in a frame somewhere. Maybe it's in my garage, maybe it's in my parents' garage. I'll have to see, but, there's all that. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Almia, like I said, so this is a game that I played on stream last year. Again, this year we're going through Guardian Signs now. But I think that's also, wow, that's some nice art. And look at it's all a lot of new stuff, or some images that I had not seen before. All these beautiful images here as well. And can we get a refocus on this going? This one is significantly thinner than the Black and White Black 2 and White 2 one. That one is like just giantly thick. Oh, you have some nice art of the actual characters too. That's really nice. You can actually get to visualize them. No, these have got to be on Bulbapedia or something, but I feel like just also seeing them in print makes it a lot nicer than whatever, old scans are still on whatever websites that they haven't updated in years, so they're all low quality and everything. I think that's probably the thing I love the most about these guides, and especially too for the pixel-based games, is actually getting to see the full character renders for a lot of important characters, or little scenes representing Pokemon. I love this too, how they have the full extra scenes that also go along with the actual parts of the story there, and yeah, see different elements or gameplay elements. Wow, this is like really nice and really involved. I love how you get to see the visuals there too, and then obviously screenshots of everything going on there. Wow, but yeah, no, in a big Pokemon Ranger mood as we're playing through Guardian Signs, and I kind of so I played this one, Shadows of Almia, for the first time last year, like I said, on live stream. So if anything, maybe it's kind of a little like, maybe it would have been neat to actually play through it with this guide here, just kind of for fun on my own time. Maybe that's like something I can do this summer for a challenge, because I do have it physically for my Nintendo DS. Ooh, we get some images of all the villains too, that's cool. Oh wait, yeah, villains. Quest Clear Guide, and all that information. I really like how this is all kind of formatted for each Pokemon there as well. Kind of gives you the pixel for little sprites of it and so on, and it looks like that's kind of how it's backloaded. Oh, there's a full poster here. See, I'm like so surprised. Oh, see, I'm like so surprised because these are some things that I bought and I kind of looked through a bit, and I haven't really given a good look at them. So yeah, see, these are kind of tear up posters that you can place there. I'm going to leave these for a bit, but very fortunate that, you know, even though I got these from a used game store, and like I said, you know, these are used, very fortunate they still seem to have some of the posters there. There we go, there's a focus. And yeah, the evil team controlling the Pokemon like that. See, I like too that they always give you extra little treats. Oh, see the little dog ear corner there telling you there's an extra poster. So I don't know when they shifted over necessarily from Nintendo Power to the official game guides. But this one obviously being a game from, what was this, 06? These games came out because they had to be on the Nintendo DS, but then, you know, from the transition from the Game Boy to the DS. I love how each Pokemon gets a big feature like this. They each have their own page. I forgot you could play as Machop here. You know, based on whatever you would get in the quiz. But wow, there he is. There's the boy. There's Totodile. This one too also happens to have the pages feel thicker on this one. Again, you know, this one, I guess specifically on the Nintendo Power one, they're all using the general, actually, right? Those are the standard, yeah, these are the standard images from the main series, and not ones that are specific for, Mystery Dungeon. Love the art here. Dungeon combat. See, another thing too, that's just the big thing I love. I love how everything's organized nice and cleanly. You know, much better than fan websites. Maybe just having like a big ol', you know, the visual medium here where you can take a look at everything, see everything in a glance, and actually get to see some of the actual art as well. Very appreciative of that. Rescue Team Community, yeah, I love that image as well. And you know, we got a good amount of these kind of like redone for the remake. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say. But for the most part, those are strategy guides in Pokemon, or just a little yap about them, why I like them, why I think they really work out. And it's kind of neat. Ooh, whoa, Deoxys. I have not seen this Deoxys art before. See, and a great way to see some really cool Pokemon art that I don't know. Maybe I gotta check. There's Gengar. I gotta check the websites and see how well they've kind of like archived some of this. But that's kind of all I've got to say about Pokemon strategy guides. Like I said, at some point I would really love to do a full-on video on the main channel about this, but like I said, you know, a lot more better editing, and we'll have a script or an outline, and hopefully if I can get more of these, we'll do that. But I don't see that happening within the year. We've got a lot going on, got a lot to do, but I guess let me know what you think in the comments below about Pokemon strategy guides. Did you ever have any of them growing up? What were your favorites? Did you have any from, well, you know, this is like quite a decent range of era, because we got the beginning of a DS, middle of a DS, and the very end of a DS. So at the very least, you know, it all kind of encompasses the Nintendo DS era when I was a kid. So let me know if any of these you had, which was your favorite, any memories you have. Like I said, I kind of been sharing some of the memories, at least with this one over on the main channel, with some of the characters we've been discussing, and I would really like to build up my collection of these. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, hype out the video as well, I guess. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I will catch you all later.